Hey, welcome back to the Ping Pong Flick Show. My name is Chris Wong. First of all, let's talk about the Oscars. I didn't even know it was an Oscars day today. That's so out of the loop I am with the regular film world. I'm more into the genre films. But it's great to see that some of that genre films actually got recognized in the Oscars, right? Blade Runner, Act 2049 actually got some recognition out of that. Visual effects. Roger Deakins finally getting an award. Gary Oldman finally getting an award. He's like in every movie, and so great to see a person like him actually get something for a change. He's kind of like the Leo DiCaprio, where they make so many movies and they never get an Oscar, but he finally gets one. Cool, so cool. And then Dunkirk getting some sound awards. Get Out. Jordan Peele actually got an award for original screenplay. Great for that movie. And then finally, Shape of Water. I have not seen Shape of Water. I am intrigued every time I see it. I was like, I gotta watch it. I gotta watch it. So. The Shape of Water, yeah, I gotta watch that movie. It sounds like an appealing movie. It's like a horror romance, I think, but it's got Aquaman in it or something like that. But Guillermo del Toro, man known for all his genre type films, actually getting an award. Did you see at the end where he actually checks the card, make sure that it's actually he did win it? You don't want that whole Moonlight fiasco again. So great for that. Awesome for that. A lot of different movies on there that I have not seen, haven't even heard of. But that's Oscars for you. I mean, I think Seth MacFarlane even kind of took a little shot at Oscars for only being 99% drama films. And, well, that's Oscars. I mean, that's how it's always been. But that's it for that. So hopefully people you rooted for, movies you rooted for, won the awards. I hope you were pretty happy with what came of that. I wish there was a lot more different recognition out there, but it's like I said, it's Oscars. So anyway, I want to kind of end this week or beginning this week, if depending when you watch this, on The Flash. I didn't get to talk about it. I did spend a whole 30 minutes yesterday talking about Star Wars, because I have to catch up with that kind of stuff. But, by the way, for Star Wars, if you want to know a lot more about Star Wars, like the day-by-day stuff, I mean, SC Reviews does it perfectly. Geeks and Gamers and $3 Theater, I don't know, he's kind of done here and there, but not too much. But if you guys want to know about that, deal with that, I recommend those channels. But if you're here for DC Extended Universe news, then this you're in the right place. So The Flash finally has officially closed their deal with John Francis Daley and Jonathan Goldstein to direct. It's official now. They are directing the new Flash movie, or at one point Warner Brothers called it Flashpoint. Don't know. I don't think it's going to actually be Flashpoint now. So I think after their hit comedy, action comedy Game Night, that they were able to secure this. I think they were waiting for how Game Night came out, and when Game Night scores good, then they're like, okay, well, let's do it. John Francis Daley, Jonathan Goldstein, let's do it. They tweeted out this Flash upward running, and someone paused that, by the way, and you can see his little wanger flip. He's like, oh, I did not know that. Did not know that. But how embarrassing. But it's the game. I don't know if they did it that intentionally. Did they know that intentionally, that actually there was a frame shot like that? I mean, it seems very much like those people who made Horrible Bosses and Game Night to actually know that and put that out there. But what does that signal, really? Is it this going to be that type of raunchy type action comedy that we're going to be expecting to Flash? I am very intrigued to watch Game Night. I cannot wait to watch the Game Night now. I was kind of hemming hawing, but I was like, I'm going to watch the Game Night if they direct the Flash. Yeah. Because I don't really watch that type of horror bosses. I don't really watch that kind of stuff. But if they were gonna get that award, now, I did the same thing for when David F. Sandberg. I've watched David F. Sandberg before he was Shazam. I've watched Patty Jenkins stuff before, James Wan. There was no director. Oh, David Ayer. Okay, I've watched David Ayer stuff after they were announced to do Suicide Squad. Then I went back and watched his other movies like Fury. So for these two directors, I'm gonna have to go and watch it. Actually, Rick Famuyiwa, when he first came out to be the director of The Flash, I went back and watched Rick Famuyiwa's Dope movie, and then which was pretty intriguing. I couldn't think of a way Flash. It was, it's kind of an action comedy too, in that sense. So I think the Flash was intended to always be like that. And now Rick Famuyiwa is actually doing a superhero movie for Netflix, and it stars Keanu Reeves of all people. So that's kind of interesting. That's kind of cool in itself. And so anyway, The Flash is going to be coming out. They're going to be directing. Hopefully they hold on still. But this is the test, man. This is the real test. This is when they told us, right? Warner Brothers had says, we are filmmaker driven. Even though they told us that before. They're telling us again, we're filmmaker driven. This is how we're going to do things from now on. From now on, this is our promise. If these two people leave on creative differences again, then it is absolutely not going to be filmmaker driven, right? They're not they're totally lying and bull on their regard on that part of the deal. So if it comes out a week from now, 2 weeks from now, they leave on creative differences, then it's not filmmaker driven. Whether that's a good thing or not, I don't know, but just saying that they're intended to the new DC Extended Universe to be again filmmaker driven, and then if they leave on creative differences, they're not making promises. They're not keeping up to their promises, right? So that's that. I mean, it could be a good thing for people who says, I want different directors involved for a Flash or Flashpoint, or it could be a bad thing. Meaning they're going back to the days of they're chopping up movies. They're trying to make it Marvel, straightforward TV show type escapade, instead of letting the directors do their movies. Like I said in the other long video from before, that Marvel, Kevin Feige is the showrunner. That's why every Marvel movie seems the same. It's just like watching House of Cards. You have the different directors involved for each episode. Smallville, different directors involved in each episode, but the whole series, the whole thing looks the same. Supernatural does the same thing. So all the TV shows, really. So with that being said, very interesting to see what they come up with this, and for sure, I really believe it's going to be The Flash and not Flashpoint. Although someone said that action comedy game night, there's multiple characters in there, so they could utilize that, but I don't think so. I think for something like Flashpoint, and not to say that these two aren't able to do an epic drama type deal with that, an emotional ride in that regard of Flashpoint, maybe they have it in them, I don't know, but from whatever things they've seen minus game night, from the movies I've seen minus game night, I don't think they have it in them to be. It will be more simplified, like an action comedy, and that's why I believe it's really just going to be The Flash. And I think Flashpoint would be better set up later down the line, much later down the line, when we've seen Wonder Woman again, when we've seen well, it's going to be after Wonder Woman 2, but I think it's just a little bit further down and than necessary right now, unless Flashpoint they're talking about is going to be more like the Flashpoint on the Flash TV series, where they call it Flashpoint, but it's not really the Flashpoint story that was in there. Kind of like how the Russo brothers did Civil War, and it wasn't the Civil War at all. It was like a civil dispute. It's very small, and just took the name just to show that the idea of heroes fighting together, but not the actual story that it derived from. So, and this is going to be DC Extended Universe. The difference here is that the person who made Flashpoint is involved in the movie, right? He's the advisor, he's the consultant, or whatever he is. Jeff Johns is going to be in that chair, trying to make way to put his creative. Is he going to be totally involved in his creative ideas, like how he was trying to push in Justice League, or is he there just as an advisory when these two directors need some help about Flash? And it's like, hey, Jeff Johns, I need to know a little bit about this for Flash. I need to know about this. How is this involved? This? What is this involved? So is it going to be in that capacity? So it's going to be interesting how this project comes about when they start finishing their scripting, if they already have a script, if they already have an idea. Are they using the existing script, or are they going to move on from there? Because from before, it was Dark Shadows writer Seth Grahame-Smith. He was on board to write and direct, and then they changed to Rick Famuyiwa. And then so there's a lot of things in this movie that has kept on changing, but now it's within the new world that they want to create. Jeff Johns is probably going to be a little bit more involved in that. And when did they want it to be Flashpoint? Because when Rick Famuyiwa was doing it, it was still the Flash. It was only San Diego Comic-Con the past year that they actually called it Flashpoint for the first time, and everybody was like, "Whoa, where did that come from? Like, where did that come from?" Then you got people thinking, well, is this going to be the reboot? Is this going to, and using a whole Flashpoint movie to reboot the DC Extended Universe? I just don't see it. I mean, I just don't see it right now. Anyway, I feel that whatever reboot they were trying to do actually happened in Justice League, turning it from Zack Snyder's arc into something else, and that's how I see it right now. So I don't think it's going to be called Flashpoint. I don't think they're going to utilize Flashpoint at all. I think they're going to forget about that, and it's going to be called The Flash from here on out. That's my opinion. I could be wrong, and by the next thing they're going to be still going to call it Flashpoint. I don't know, but right now it's just The Flash. I believe it's still just going to be The Flash. So very interesting. Very interesting to see what happens there. Are they still going to be directing? Are they still going to be involved? What do you guys think about John Francis Daley and Jonathan Goldstein? Do you think, have you seen Game Night? Let me know. Have you seen Game Night? I heard it was good. And if you have seen Game Night, what do you feel? How that movie, the way that movie is derived, and how the other movies, Horrible Bosses, or if Game Night is the best one out of all the movies that they've worked on, how do you see that being like a Flash movie? How do you see them making that movie and taking that apart to be like the Flash? You know what I'm saying? Like, some people can kind of guess how the Flash movie would be like, judging from the movies that the director has done before. And I mean, we couldn't do that with Patty Jenkins because she has never done that before. So it's gonna be interesting. I mean, it's just gonna be totally interesting. It could be a hit, home run. Who knows? We'll know when we get a trailer, a teaser, and probably I'll know a lot more this San Diego Comic-Con. I mean, this San Diego Comic-Con is gonna be incredible. I think it's going to be one of those where we won't see coming. I think hopefully they're going to have a plan in place. We're going to know a lot more about the DC Extended Universe. They're going to be dropping bombs like you don't know what. I think. Or, I hope, because that's going to be the day we're going to see a lot of stuff. We're going to have Aquaman. We're going to have Shazam. We're going to have Wonder Woman 2. We're going to have more details about the Flash. We're going to have a lot of things, maybe Suicide Squad 2, the Batman, Man of Steel 2. I don't know. It's going to be completely nuts, and hopefully a good one. Hopefully it's a good show for DC Extended Universe or DC Universe coming this July. All right, guys, thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.